Greetings once again to my modeling bench, where I am currently just starting building the Westland Sea King Mark 6 HAS tiger meat stuff. And I showed you this in the unboxing video. This part right there, it's the floor plan for the rear or the main hold, whatever you call it. I marked out all the things that I need to remove from the floor there, and you still got to keep all the other details going, and I don't know how the heck you're supposed to do that, but we'll give it a shot with fresh blade and the knife and then some sanding paper or something, I guess. But the whole floor is textured like it's a carpet or something, but I don't know. We'll see how this turns out, I guess. This is not the fun part of modeling, in my opinion. Yeah, this was an interesting experience. The instructions were kind of unclear as to what parts you were supposed to remove. In the second picture, you can see that it doesn't point to everything here and here and here and here and here. But in this picture, it's completely smooth. So yeah, I did my best I could with a fresh blade and the X-Acto knife, and cut the things off and try to keep the little nubs untouched. This is not perfect, but it'll do. I mean, it's for the interior, and the door opening is where... Yeah, the door opening's here somewhere in this area, so you'll be seeing inside here and here. And luckily the floor is supposed to be uneven, because the blade, of course, scoured the surface pretty good, and then I ran my sanding stick over it. And yeah, I'm gonna let this do as is, and glue all the bulkheads in, and then paint it maybe. So yeah, that's that. If you want to go super detailed on this build for the interior, you could putty up all the gouges and stuff, or you might as well just say to the heck with it and sand all the nubs off. Just go like this and sand all the nubs off too, and then add them in later if you know where they're supposed to be. Excuse me. But I'm not gonna do that. This is good enough for me. Okay, so this is where I am at with the interior. Got this stuff painted. I got the radar thing painted. Some walls assembled and stuff. The inside of here painted, and I had to drill out some holes, remove an antenna and stuff. That's all been done, and this has been done, and the instructions want you to remove this thing here, which I don't know what does, or anything, but shh, don't tell anyone about that, because I'm not gonna take that off, because I would ruin the exterior finish of the kit. My skill level is not high enough to take that off and make it look good, and then keep the rivet details and this little thing and this little thing and everything. It will just completely ruin the chopper for me. Ruined it. So yeah, we're not going to talk about that anymore, so nobody will ever notice, unless of course you really know the chopper or whatever. But yeah, anyways, I got a little silly. I started painting the chairs for the cockpit And you may notice there's an unpainted chair here and an unpainted chair right there. And the reason for this is because I did not read ahead in the instructions, or rather I got lost in all these lines and stuff for some reason. Here are the cockpit chairs, and then you got the same piece of chairs for the back here. What's wrong with my light? It's better, right? Sorry about that, but yeah. So yeah, I gotta put these chairs in the same colors, I presume. It doesn't call anything out, so I'm just gonna go by these paint callouts. So yeah, that's that. And what else? Yeah, because this single kit works for so many different versions of this chopper, we have these places where you can cut out extra windows. I got 3 on this side, and seeing how when you close up the fuselage, whatever, you can see right in there the one window, and if you look back you might see the other one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that stuff up, at least the knobs where you should put the glass in if you had the glass, and I gotta put in some glass on this side too, and then I gotta paint the knobs, whatever you want to call it, so you won't see that. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, the chairs. Revell says you have to put the seat back in yellow. I went with ochre. It's a slightly more orange yellow, and I like it better for this type of application. But the butt rest, whatever you want to call this, the seat, Revell says that you have to mix a little yellow into some white to get like a yellowish white color, but my research show this is supposed to be sheepskin, and all the sheepskin I've seen lately still has dingleberries hanging from the back of it, but it has a yellowy tint to it, so I think that's what Revell is talking about. But being the genius that I am, I use Vallejo Model Air colors, and they have this color called Radome Tan. So yeah, that's that. Just straight out of the bottle, a yellowish, whitish color, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I think this is spot on for a old worn sheepskin. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. So I'm still painting, working slowly on the detail paintings. There's not much to paint though on the inside. I gotta paint this curtain here, or whatever this is supposed to be. And we got some wires going down the bulkhead here and some equipment. Put a shadow in it, why don't you? Yeah. But all the wonderful molded instrument panels that you can see right there and right here. If I'm not an idiot trying to show you that. All those come with decals, and there's quite a few decals to it. No, they don't have the same hue of gray as I painted the interior with, but this is what the pictures look like to be the correct color. And what else? Yep, I found this light gray from Vallejo. It is quite close to the color of the instrument panels, so I'm gonna paint up some stuff around the instrument panels. And the story behind it for me, my excuse is gonna be that they use this is of course modular panels, or whatever you want to call it. So it's all removable and stuff, and and just got painted different colors. So yeah, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Also, it will add a little more life, or not life, a little more color to the interior, because this gray is kind of, yeah, not very interesting to look at, and it's also going to be the entire outside color of the chopper, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it will bring some color into the mix, and we were having fun here, right? I haven't been working on this lately, but it's been like 2-3 days since the last time I turned on the camera and I airbrushed the gray stuff. My friend challenged me to a race in a computer game, the death of scale modeling, I guess. Computer games, all the cool kids are playing them, but yeah, I've been stuck playing some video games instead of this. But anyways, I'm back, and the first thing this idiot has to do is play catch up with these two chairs, so I'll be at the same point as these guys. And I wasn't actually what do you call it? I wasn't actually doing the best I could on these chairs, because they are fairly not visible inside the cockpit here. But these chairs are gonna be exactly in the door hole right there, so I have to be extra careful not to go over the lines when I paint those. I probably add some wash too, especially to the sheepskin seat there, the butt place, because yeah, they're enjoyable or whatever. I don't know what I'm saying here anymore. I'm tired. It's Sunday evening. I'm tired. I still have to go pick up my parents from the airport. Whoop-de-doo. Just working on the instrument panels right now, adding some decals to them. They had some quite good details to begin with, but painting them would not look as good as I would have liked, I guess. The only problem I am having with these decals are pretty good, and I'm assuming they're cartograph. Sorry, but they're a bit too large for the scale, and I don't know if I said this already, but the dials and switches and stuff do not line up with anything on the panels themselves, the molding. But everything is so small and it's so buttoned up inside the helicopter that I don't think it will matter at all. At least this way I get a little bit better looking colors and stuff when you look through the windows. So you won't pretty much won't notice the misalignments and stuff in this. But I had to get really creative doing the center panels here. Had to cut some edges off and stuff, and it's all wrinkly right now because the micro sole is doing its thing. The only panel that actually lined up pretty good was the center one right there, if you can see that, and the computer screen there with a keyboard. Like the keyboard panel doesn't have any detail molded into it, so it's better this way, in my opinion at least. And for the radar screen I just used Tamiya clear green. So that's that. The inside decals are done with that, and now I just have to do some detail painting, and I'm hoping to get the interior done tonight. There's a lot of things to paint. I mean, right now I just gotta finish the seats, the pedals, the flight controls even, and seats in the back and that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're moving along here, moving along. What else did I did something yesterday. I told you I was gonna do it. I put the putty in here, so just gonna lightly spray it again with the bluish gray color. Yeah, I'm not really fussed about there being slight outlines visible afterwards, because this is supposed to be a removable panel, I believe. You can see it from the outside here. Even so, yeah, that's that. I got the interior mostly done. Got the seats installed and all the gubbins and stuff in the cockpit there, and it's okay. It's quite nice looking, actually. And I painted this side black because there was a window opening there, and I didn't want to have to look at the back side of basically an empty bulkhead. But lo and behold, you actually put in a plug, so there isn't any window there. And as you can tell, I put the windows in there. And here's the top tip: before you do anything else, when you've put the windows in a fuselage half like this, mask them straight away. That way, if they pop out of the hole when you mask them, yeah, you'll just pop them back in. You're not shaking them about inside some closed up fuselage. And yeah, I putted these holes up. As you can tell, it didn't really work out the first time, but this one is not very visible. You actually have to shine a light in there and look for it if you want to see it through the door opening. But this one I put it again, and then I just looked at the time and it was past midnight already, so I hand painted that, brush painted that with a hairy stick, and you can still see some what do you call it, a divot in there, like a dent where the window is supposed to be, with the outlines and stuff, but I can live with that. And besides, it's gonna be seen from this view in the dark, because my shelves are not that lit up. So yeah, it's quite good actually. And the inside of the fuselage has quite a bit of detail, like these shelves and stuff, but when push comes to shove, none of this is really visible when it's close up. But yeah, and in any case, it's supposed to be, according to the instructions at least, it's supposed to be the same color as everything else, because it's English. Or I don't know, I'm just making up excuses here. But yeah, anyways, I did paint some details on the inside here, which are located right next to the seats when everything's in place. And so all I have to do to finish up the interior is do the passenger seats, or the troop carrier, or whatever seats for people to sit in. I painted the frames with Leo steel, and I gotta mix some bluish hue for the canvas there. So yeah, things are really happening, and most of this happened today, so I'm feeling quite optimistic about this build now. And I probably will close this up before I go to bed tonight, even though it's 12:30 right now, because I don't have to go to work tomorrow. So this just happened. I thought, while the steel color is drying off, I should probably just put the interior in. And whilst I was applying the Tamiya Extra Thin, I was putting the brush in on the bottom here to minimize the risk of having some droplets fall on the floor and bubble it up. I accidentally put the brush too close to the edge here, and it must have You got some streaking going down here, which is okay. I mean, Tamiya Extra Thin, you can spill it a bit on the bare plastic. It just is so thin it won't really matter unless you're actually holding the interior in. And the Tamiya goes on your finger and leaves an huge, what do you call it? There. Fingerprint. All over my precious rivet details. Looks like we're gonna have a flat panel, guys. Unless you got a great way to removing plastic styrene cement of styrene, which kind of welds it together, but yeah. Damn it! There, I said it. Would you guys believe it that I actually found something that I feel like is a really big letdown with the kit? As you can see, I put all the bits in, and I'm just about to close up the fuselage. I hate that word, it's awkward. But anyways, I got to see it in the back here for the radar operator or whatever that dude is, the night vision camera thingamajiggy. And if you can look inside here, if my light will shine the right way, look at the space you got right under here. The leg room you got for the operator there is like non-existent. Yeah, trying to get the light in there too. Look at that. It's just silly they would have it like that. And also, the blue seats, do they really have to be that close up to the chair there? I mean, it's just, I don't know. To me, it just looks silly. Silly, yeah. You got all this dead space here. You could easily have put the seats further back. Even the big seat there, if you just put it a little further back, it wouldn't be as noticeable that it's actually just crammed under there, as if maybe it would be on like tracks or something. You'd move it forwards and backwards or something. I don't know. But yeah, this is not to my liking. Not to my liking at all. But yeah, with the interior all finished up and ready to be buttoned up, never to be seen again, I think it's time we call this video finished. Whatever. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is my not anymore a happy build, because I really bummed out about this fingerprint deal. But anyways, we'll soldier on through it and keep on modeling. Thanks for watching. Bye.